first time doing a live in our vertical position, so that doesn't mean much to you, but I just had to work out a few technical things, but we're here. I'm really excited to get this started. And Kristen, welcome. So I'm going to aim for the class to be 30 minutes, okay? There's a request for abs, so maybe I'll tap that on the end. I'll see how we go for time. Perfect, so we'll start shortly. As I said, you're going to need ankle weights. So let's get those ankle weights, and we're going to pop them onto the right ankle to begin with. And I'm going to double up the weight. So I'm using 1/2 kilogram ankle weights, but I'm going to use both on the one ankle. If you have 1 kilogram, by all means, just use the one. Or if you're more advanced, of course, you could use the 2. So let's just check this, make sure that you can hear me. Give me a little thumbs up if you can hear me before we officially start. And hi Pam, nice to have you on the live. Let's see, I'll bring you this way a little bit. Perfect. All right, so let's begin, I say. Are you all like wearing your pink, feeling nice and feminine? I thought I'd put on my little Victoria's Secret style inspired outfit. All right, I think we're good. All right, so welcome everyone. It's Jacinta from Posture Tonic, and today I'm going to be taking you through a Victoria's Secret style model butt lift and tone. So for this you require for this workout, please pop on some ankle weights. I'm going to use 1/2 kilogram and double them up. So I've got officially 1 kilogram on the one leg. So we're really going to get that glute really toned and fired up on the one side, and then I'll tell you when to swap it to the other leg. Let's start off with a warm-up first. We'll start here in a kneeling position, the left leg out towards the side. So you've just got your tailbone tucked under, and then from here just leaning into that bent knee and then coming back out of it. So I love this one just to really open up through the hips. Good, so using that exhale to push away, and then inhale to find length through the adductors. Yes, let's do 3 more. Really leaning into it. And holding the next one here. Take a big reach of that right arm up towards the sky. Nice big hip opener. And release. Let's swap sides. So bringing that right leg out towards the side, directly out to the side, hands to the hips, and we're just going to lean into this position and then come out of it. Again, exhaling as we push up. Inhale to lean into it. Good, let's do 3 more. Beautiful, and let's hold the next one over and then reach that left arm up towards the sky, taking that deep breath in. Breath out. Come all the way through into a 4-point kneel, and we're just going to take a quick little cat-cow just to warm up through the spine, get that pelvis aligned here in a nice and flexion of the spine. Beautiful, holding in between those 2 movements, and we're just going to finish our warm-up up with a bird dog. So let's slide one hand away, lifting and reaching through one arm and leg, and then return it back down. Other side. Don't worry too much about being on already. We're just finding a little bit of center to prepare through the abdominals. Good, 1 more on each side. All right, that will do. So nice and prepared, ready right glute. So you're going to stay in that 4-point kneel. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips, and then go ahead and extend your right leg long and lift it up to about hip height. I want you to think about more length through the leg. So it's as if someone's pulling on your leg and you're feeling nice and stretched and lifted out of this hip. Now from here, we're lifting up a few inches and then return back to that hip height. So exhale, up and squeeze. Inhale to lower. Breathing out, breathing in. Nice. So you can feel a little lift up through that breastbone. Shoulders are square, hips are level. So all of these movements today are nice and controlled. They're super slow. Mindful, meaning we're working that mind to muscle connection. So I want you to think about the glute here, lifting the leg. We've got 4 more reps. And 3. Last one. And lower. Let's take the leg outside, so on a diagonal line. So it's out to the corner of the mat, and then lift up to that hip height, and then let's lift the leg up and down from here. This one's a little bit tougher. You can do it. Use the core, lift the leg, inhale, lower. 6, 7. So we're working into that rep range of 12 to 15 today. We're going to aim for that 15, okay? If you get to 12 and you're done, that's so fine. Nice and challenged with that ankle weight for sure. Couple more to go. Really squeeze through that outer hip. Last 2. Last, and lower the leg. Bring the leg back through to center, and then sweep it across towards the left side of the room. So you're across the body, and then from here, lift the leg up to hip height. We're pulsing the leg up from here. So the leg is turned towards the left. And we squeeze it up, right from that smile of your glute. Beautiful, keeping that core nice and engaged. Doing so well. We've got another 5 to go. Lift it up. This one gets the inner thighs as well. Breathe through it. Last 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Take a little child's pose. Quick little reset. We'll tap out the glute. All right, that's those 3 glute variations done. We're going to drop it down onto the left forearm, and then now keeping that right leg bent. So still working the same leg. We're taking it into a fire hydrant. So go ahead, leg out to the side, and then lowering it back down. Breathe out to lift. Inhale to lower. So outer thigh on this one. Find that little pause at the top. I feel like you don't want to rush through the movement. You want to make each one count. So I'm always taking just a little brief moment to connect into that muscle on the side, and then we can lower with control. Good. From here, let's take it down onto both forearms. Donkey kick, keeping the leg in the middle now. So it's kicking that leg straight up and then lowering it back down. So as if you want to stamp the roof, your foot needs to be flat, knee flexed at 90 degrees. And it's like we're just pressing some bricks up towards the ceiling. And this one is isolated into that smile line. Use that high hamstring, low glute, and that whole glute max to pull that leg up. Good job. So keeping nice and strong through your upper body. You are definitely going to feel that supportive left leg for sure. So my left glute is actually screaming right now, and that is meant to happen. This one is working to stabilize you as you keep everything still and just move that right leg. Whew. Feeling it here. Good, last 4 reps. Whew. And down, last 3. 2. 1. Lower, take a quick little reset, little wiggle wiggle, maybe a tap. We've got one last variation here on this side in this position. So we're going to take the leg now up towards the sky in that donkey kick. We're going to take the leg and wrap it behind the left calf. So we tap the knee down. We're lifting through to center, but then keep going and turn the knee out to that fire hydrant, and then bring the leg back through to tap that back calf. So essentially it's a big semicircle. We're lifting up through the knee and out to the side. So I like to imagine if there was a pen on the knee, it's drawing that big semicircle down to the floor, up to the side, up and around to the side. Really see how much external rotation you can get on this position and how much height you can get through the middle. The control on the way down is also important. Good, keep going. If you'd like one little bit more, as you take that leg out to that fire hydrant, hold it there and kick the leg out to the side. Bend the knee back in, up and around. Okay, we're going to do 5 more of those. Big rainbow out to the side. We kick and stretch the leg. Knee, rainbow it back and around. Keeping that core strongly on, especially for that kick. Feeling the obliques as we extend. Oh, wrap it through. 2 more to do. Make this one your last one. Kick and then lower it down. You can take a child's pose or tap it out. Before we do the other side, keep the ankle weights on. We're going to lay onto our left side. So the leg that we just worked needs to be on top. You'll go ahead and lay all the way down onto the side. Keep your hips nice and stacked. Draw your ribs in and kick that top leg. So it's going to be on that 45-degree angle. Now from here, we're lifting the legs straight up, straight down we tap. Exhale to lift, inhale, lower. Right here, breathe through. Nice, try and relax through the face. You can take a little smile, smile through the pain. Try and relax this leg. I feel like that one really wants to take over at this point. So we need to really melt it into the mat. Two more. Lift, lower, last one, and lower. Well done. Let's take those legs now into that bent knee. Float the heels up off the floor. So your feet are in line with the rest of your glutes and hips. One long line, keeping the knees together. Begin here. We're fanning just that top knee opened, and then we lower it down. So exhale to open. Keep the heels squeezing together, and then lower. So really being mindful to keep everything still as you just move that top leg. Nice, we've got 4 more reps to do. Last 3, 2, And 1, lower the legs all the way down, just picking up that top leg. We're going to take little small circles. This is the last one on this side. So just try and keep this leg quite heavy and just finding a little bit of that circular motion through the hip. It can be a small circle. Beautiful. 2 more and we reverse. Other direction. Lift up and around. Good. Pushing from that hip. You can do it. Last one on this side. Nice. Last 3. 1. And rest. You made it on that side. Well done. Let's come on up. We're going to take it straight to the second side by placing those ankle weights on. So great work. Whew, that got right in there. So we're going to pop the ankle weights on the left leg here now. So good. Hi, Aries. Beautiful. All right. We're locked on. Ready to go for the other side. I'm stalling. I know what's coming. All right, we're going to begin in that 4-point kneel. We want to find our neutral spine. So if you need a little cat-cow, find your position. Nice flat back. Zip the core in, floating the left back, and extend the leg long. Find length, and then lift from the glute up and down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Good. So again, I'm bringing that mind to muscle connection right here, squeezing into that smile of the glute. Yes, 5 more. Last 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg down. Take the leg out to the side. I'm going to switch around for you. So we're going to take that out to that 45 degree. So to the corner of the mat, and then let's lift the leg up and down. Breathe out to lift. Inhale down. So we're staying in hip height and then lifting up from here. So we breathe out and in. So I shared before on a little story on Instagram, this particular workout I would do quite regularly 13 years ago. And this was inspired by Victoria's Secret model Candice Swanepoel and her trainer Justin Gelban. So they did a very similar workout together on YouTube, and that's how I kind of started my love for Pilates. So as a new mum, I'd put my YouTube on. Sometimes the kids would just play around next to me, but often I'm in the zone, maybe when they're sleeping, and I just got it done. So this one's always been a tried and true tested workout that I really, really love. Truly brings results. And last one, bring it in, leg back to center, and then across to the right side, up to hip height, and then pulse it up from here. Exhale up, inhale down, you know it. Five more. 2, and 1. Take a child's pose. Tap out that glute if you need to. Deep resetting breath in. Stay for the exhale. Shift your weight forward back into that 4-point kneel. We'll drop onto the right forearm, getting into our donkey kicks now. So flexing the foot, keep the knee bent at 90 degrees. Let's take it away straight out to the side. Bring it back in. Find that brief little pause at the top and then lower it down. Perfectly normal for that right glute now to be really screaming. We've got 3 more. 2 and 1. Bring it in, drop onto both forearms, square the hips, flex the foot. We're stamping the roof. Big squeeze at the top, lower with control. Exhale back up. Good, just keeping the rib to hip connection. This one's very easy to really arch through your back, so really control that little tuck maybe of that tailbone if you need. However you achieve that neutral spine. Stamping those imaginary bricks right up to the roof. Always feels harder on the second side, so again, that is normal. We've already worked through the other side clearly, so these muscles are firing to support you. So let's finish off that last one. Take the leg back up to center, crossing around, tap the back calf. We're lifting up, big semicircle, and we're gonna find that little lift of the knee, fire hydrant, and then that big semicircle around. And exhale, lift through center, open it around. So we just keep moving here, and if you'd like to progress soon, I'll tell you when to add the kick. Super strong. All right, would you like to add the kick in on the next one? So we want to keep the height of the knee. Keep the knee still as you stretch the leg. Bend it back in and then wrap it through. 5 of these. Two. Last one, make it a good one. Get that height, wrap it up and around, and kick. Bring it back in. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna lay on our side. 3 last variations. So coming all the way down, bending the knees to start with. We're gonna kick that front leg so it's on a 45-degree or so angle. Relaxing through the head here, or you could support your head. That's all good. Keep your hips stacked, ribs in, core on. Let's take it away. Lifting the leg up and down. Exhale up. Inhale to slowly lower it down. So we don't want to kick up and then lose momentum and drop it down like this. We really want to stay strong, using this muscle to lift and then using the muscles to lower as well. So equal work on the way up and on the way down. Good, relaxing this leg, relax the hip. It is a tough one. Breathing through. 3 more. Last one. Bring it in. We nearly didn't make it. So we're going to bend the knees, float the heels, the feet up, off. Keeping your hips stacked. Let's take it into that clam level 2. So keeping the heels squeezing together and then lowering that knee back down. So breathe out to fan the knee opened and then closing it down. Good, getting into that side butt now. You can really feel that heat through the entire glute, the entire hip as well. We've just really got every single muscle fiber now. Okay, 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Close the knees, lower the knees and feet. Beautiful. Let's take it to that little circle. Hover the top knee, foot, and then we're circling around. Just tiny little circles. Just try and keep the leg quite heavy. We're going to finish it off right here. Me oh my, we're almost there. Can we swap directions? Keeping the leg up. Do not drop it now. You can do it. Circle around. Good, you're so strong. Stronger than you think. So keep the leg up. You can. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap out the glute. Whip off those ankle weights. And we're going to actually move into some abs in a second because we have time. If I can get up, I will come to the camera. Check you're all good. How are you all feeling? You can give me a little thumbs up if everything's looking and feeling good. Yes. Beautiful. Feeling it, Aries. I love it. I love it. Love everything about this. Nice to see you. It's so lovely to see you guys. We should do this more often, I think. I think we should do a live more often. So, abs. Let me tell you what I'm going to give you. So this circuit is actually a Kendall Jenner abs. Yeah, so there's about 11 exercises. It goes for about 11 minutes. And this is her routine that she does to really get strong through the core and into the waist. So if you want to stick around, let's get to work. You don't need the ankle weights. We're going to start a high plank. All right. So hands underneath the shoulders. You ready? You joining me? All right, squeezing through the glutes, lift up through the core, puff through the chest, and we are breathing and holding it here. Good, so we worked the glutes. Let's get the other asset on. You'll be done in under 10 minutes now, and you'll be feeling fantastic. Holding nice and strong. You can spread the fingers to really ground and grip through the floor. I love that cue for me because it makes me really engage underneath the shoulders. All those serratus anterior through the ribs. Holding strong for another 5, 4, 3, 2, hold in 1, drop just onto your forearms and continue to hold your plank. So all those same focus points, you're lifting the shoulders up, spreading the shoulder blades across your back. You've got your glutes on, reach your heels to the back of the mat. So in planks, you need to breathe in through your nose. Take the breath into the sides of the rib cage. So your core actually is still quite engaged, it's on. But every time you breathe out, that's when we feel the belly button draw up towards the spine a little stronger and the sideways narrow in. The core's always on. My breath just goes into the top of the ribs, the side of the ribs, and the back of the ribs. Woo, hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Turn yourself to a side plank now. So you can either stay here or you can lower the bottom knee. All right, so let's lift up. Forearm, push. Good. Either stay here or she adds a nice little crunch in. So we're going to pull that top knee to that top elbow, float the leg and reach. Use your exhale to pull it back in and reach. If this is too strong but you want to give it a go, no problem. Just lower your bottom knee, get away from here. Good, last 3, 2, and 1. Back through center, roll it to the other side. Hold your plank nice and strong. Hand either behind your head or onto your hips. Either way, we're really thinking about not sinking into the shoulder. So lift. Keep the hips really stacked. Hold. Modification, bottom knee down, and we're holding here. Otherwise, if you'd like to progress, let's take that leg and elbow, crunch it through, and reach. Exhale through center, inhale, find length. You can always modify, bottom knee down. We've got 3 more. Last one. And back through center, up onto your hands, nearly there with the planks, and then we can lay on our back. And if you can, we're going to take it to our plank Superman. So lifting one arm and leg, hold for a second, back through center, and switch. And I've got moisturizer on my hands. We're making this more challenging than what it already is. Fantastic times. Hold and squeeze, and down. If you want to give it a go, or if it's feeling too challenging, you can take it here. So it's a half plank, arm and leg lifts and reaches. Feet can be nice and wide for this one to give you that base. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Last one. Beautiful work. So now we're going to come on back. We'll come back to some planks after. We've got the feet flat onto the floor, hands behind the head. And just use your exhale to curl up. Inhale, lower. Breathe out. Breathe in. Feet are going to be super light. I'm working straight through that trunk. All abdominals. Breathe all of that breath out at the top. This is definitely the easiest one out of all of hers. So enjoy it. We've only got 3 more to go. Okay, lower the head, float the legs to tabletop, and squeeze the ankles and knees together. Curl up, we're twisting towards one side. So an oblique curl. Curl up, and then lower yourself down through center. Over to the other side, and center. Beautiful. We are well over halfway of these abs now. You'll be done, and you can get on with the rest of your day. So let's work strong, stay focused right to the end. Just commit to yourself for that little bit extra. 1 more on each side. Lower the head. This time we curl up, extend one leg. Stay curled up as we come through to center, and then switch to the other side, extend the leg. So through center and twist. One shoulder comes off the mat. Your hips stay very level. They're not going to rock or move from side to side. Stay curled up through center. You can do it. Good, last one. Lower, roll yourself over, forearm plank, and it's a rock. So step back, find your plank position, squeezing the entire body, really lock out the core, puff the chest. Once you have that, we're rocking weight forward and then straight back. To the top of the mat we rock and then straight back. Good, so close. Can you feel those abs now? Let's sizzle it out together. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, flip back around onto your back. Diamond shape with your legs. So we're going to float the legs to tabletop, toes together, and elbows are wide, hands behind the head, curling up through center. Inhale, lower. Great, just a couple more exercises to go and then you're all done. Abs are on fire, on absolute fire. That's it, and hold the next one. Lower the legs halfway down, lift them back up, and then lower the head. So curl up, lower the legs down halfway, lift them up to tabletop, and rest. Curl, lower, lift, and rest. If you'd like to progress, you could take it to a full range if you're able to control and lift up without arching through your back. So often less is more. If you need a halfway range today, that is so fun. Our abs are getting fatigued. If you can, all the way down and up, you're going to give me 4 more of those. Here we go. My back is making noises on my mat. Last 3. 2. That's tough. Last one. And then we're going to finish in a plank. Of course, it's a mountain climber. So ready for it? We're going to be nice. So hold your plank. Let's pull one knee in and across to the opposite elbow and then step it back. Across, step it back. Let's bring it home. Make it slow so that you can really feel that pull in through the side of the waist. 2 more on each side and you are done. Last 2 and 1 and knees down. My goodness guys, that was tough. Let's take it into a cobra stretch. So come laying down onto your belly, hands either side, and then we're lifting our chest up, finding that gorgeous stretch for the abdominals, and then we must find a decent glute stretch after all of that work. What a killer of a workout. Stay with me as we just cool down together so that we can start to repair through the muscles, find the length back into the muscles and get that long, lean, nice toned shape. So lower down and then lift up once more. All right, lower all the way down. Press yourself into a child's pose for a brief moment, or you could take it to a puppy pose, lifting the chest and keeping the hips up. All right, shift your weight forward, bring that right leg through, coming into a pigeon stretch. So we'll start with the right leg forward, feeling this stretch here. Beautiful. Keep holding that stretch, taking those deep breaths in. I'll bring you over here. There you are, my friends. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for coming. Amazing work. All right, let's swap sides. Bringing the other leg through and just holding this position here. Ooh, we are feeling very like snatched in. I hope you feel that way. I feel like when you work through those small muscles really mindfully, it's a game changer. Really just makes you feel, I always say, glued together. Like all those small muscles are like gluing your joints to support you together. Taking another couple of breaths here just to even it up. And then slowly make your way into a seated position. We're going to wrap that top leg around. So you're in a cross-legged position, but one leg is going to be on top. So your knee might be up here, depending on the tightness through your hip, your flexibility, and your anatomy of your hip. What you're trying to aim for is just to lower that knee down gently without jamming or forcing the move. And if that feels okay, you can take a little forward rock and out. If this feels quite uncomfortable for your hip, you can always take it to your traditional glute stretch in this position. Let's just rock it out a few more times, or even taking little circles. I love this one. Whilst we're stretching, if you have your phone near you, if you're able to let me know, I would love to hear when we could do our next live like this. I think this will be a nice way to connect more frequently. So you can always throw out your suggestions, your requests, and all of that as well. Let's swap sides. So bringing the other leg on top. Seated nice and tall. Again, your knee might be up here. That's so fine. Just gently pressing it down. Make sure it's not pinching or jamming into your hip. Take the modification, which is this one if you need. Otherwise, let's lean forward and out. Taking little circles, again, feels really delicious. So take it away. This is where we're going to finish. Beautiful. So that was about 45 minutes together this morning. I really enjoyed our time together. I hope you did as well. Really, really great work from each and every single one of you, I'm sure. That was definitely a challenging one with that amount of reps, that amount of load with the ankle weights for sure. So again, just let me know if any requests or if you'd like to do a live like this again really soon. It's just a great way to hear from you. Get on the chat, let me know. If you've got any questions, here's your chance. Otherwise, I realize we've gone over time, so you may go if you need to. I will save this live and upload it as well. So yeah. Any last comments or anything, let me know before I race away. Natalia, I'm alive. Yes, glutes are alive. Incredible. Yes, so hard, isn't it? And yeah, 7th from the sun. I will save this for you. Good release. All right, that's it. I will see you guys really soon. Have a fabulous day. You too, Natalia. Bye-bye.